Well, how to make money work harder than you. That sounds strange. Well, indeed, it's strange to most of the people's ears. Why? Because most of the people don't understand the concept of money. For example, right now, as we are speaking, right now, if I speak from my own personal example, I have invested some cash somewhere. See, see, you are watching me and I'm making this video, okay? See, that money is doing something in my absentia. I don't have to be there for it to do something. No, let's say I made a video and I told you guys I buy shares. That money that I invested in buying shares, it is actually appreciating. It is growing, it is budging without me being there. See, now the concept of the money working harder than you is the situation. You see, since we were young in kindergarten, that is in nursery school, all the way to tertiary education, we were told to get good grades, you get a good job, and then once you get a job, you get the money. See, we've been sold the concept of you working for money. You trade your time, the energy, and the skills for you to get money out of that. But now, how about I tell you there is another way around? Money can actually work harder than you. Well, I know it sounds strange, but stay with me. For God's sake, this video is less than 15 minutes. And it can be 15 minutes that can transform your life. Let's get into business. In case you're watching me for the first time, this is Good Joseph. Guess what I do? I grab myself a pen and paper, or rather this board and my head, and I share things to do with investments. And I share video each and every day. So there's a whole reason why you should subscribe to this YouTube channel, because you'll never miss any good video. And if you're a returning subscriber, as always, thank you for your eyeballs. Let's get on the board. See, now, how can you make money, money work harder, that's the point, harder than you, Listen, we all start from somewhere. Are we together? When we say money works harder than you, this is when now you're working smart. Now, this is what happens. When you want the money to work harder than you, of course, it means that you must be working hard. Are we together? Because here you are doing a superlative. Is it comparative? We are comparing hard and harder. So therefore, here is the money which is working harder, and here is you who is working hard. Are we together? So when I say that, then it means you yourself, probably you are employed somewhere. Are we together? You are employed somewhere, meaning income is coming in terms of a salary. Okay, in terms of a salary. Somebody said that, hey, Joseph, don't call salary a wage. Okay, fine, I'll call it salary. Let me give it a little bit of a decent term. Sure, and it's amazing. It's good. It's the primary source of income to almost everyone. You are a graduate, you don't have anything, you get one. It's an amazing tool that you can use to grow yourself in future. So let's not hate the salary, okay? But let's not dwell forever there. See, now you're working hard. This is where now you are trading your time. Are we together? You are employed from 9 to 5. Remember that phrase? From 9 to 5. So you're trading your time there. 2, you're trading your energy. I mean, for God's sake, you must be energetic for you to go there, waking up early, and all those things. And then the last thing, see, you can trade your 9 to 5 and your energy, but you're doing nothing. But now here you're not doing nothing because you're trading your skills. You're coming on board as a teacher, you're coming on board as an engineer, as an architect, whatever. You're not only trading time, energy, but also the skills. So these 3 sets can help you to do what? To make salary. Now you're working hard. But now you want to move to a situation whereby you're no longer working hard, but the money is working harder than you. Are we together? Therefore, it means out of the money that you make, out of the salary that you get out of trading of these 3 things, you salvage a fraction of it. A fraction of it. Are we together? Well, some people will say sacrifice 20%. Some people will say sacrifice 50%. See, we cannot really say, hey, everyone should sacrifice 20%. No, others are able to sacrifice even 40%. Excuse me, 50%, 60%, or something of sort. But the point is, sacrifice something out of that what you earn, because all the important things has already been taken out of you. The skills, they remain even if you become older, but the time is not with you, the energy is not with you. So therefore, you take advantage on when you are what? You have the time and the energy. Say you sacrifice 20%. This 20%, let's say you earn an average of say 50K in a month. 50K in a month, let's say you survive, meaning you eat, drink, transport, do all those things as a normal human being, you survive on 40K. Then there is a 10K that is remaining. Now, this 10K, don't have it idle in a bank. Don't have it idle in a bank. I told you banks are not your friends, have never been and will never be your friends. They are institutions who are there to make money out of you. See, you take your 10K and you can go open yourself an investment. Well, I know you're about to say, hey, Joseph, you're about to say money market fund, isn't it? Well, that is one of the areas that you can put your money. You can also put your money in some other special funds. You can put your money in index fund. You can put your money in stocks. You can put your money in something. For God's sake, allow me, because you guys, you've given me a name. You're calling me an ambassador of money market fund. Let me just say you put your money in an MMF, for example. Are we together? And when I say MMF, does not mean it's the only investment that you qualified for. Okay? Now, you put that money in a money market fund. See, continuously 10K. Now, that 10K that you've put there, view it as a what? As a parent money. As a mature parent money. Are we together? And now you provide a very nice nesting place. And then what happens? This parent money gives birth to what we call the baby money. The baby money here is what we call the passive income. This passive income, it is happening, and that is the example that I used at the genesis of this video. I said the passive income is what now flows in to your pocket, doing what? Doing nothing. Doing what? Doing nothing. Are we together? That means if you can bring this passive income that is flowing in your pocket, doing nothing, to the levels of the much you earn when you work hard in an employment where you earn a salary, which is 50K, now at that particular situation, we say, now the money is working harder than you. Did you get that point? Now, it's a very simple but complicated process at the same time. That is when we say now the money is working harder than you. See, when you have the option of not working or working, that's now when we say we achieve the so-called financial freedom. Of course, I'm going to make a video about the financial freedom because sometimes it's a very widely misused term. Are we together? See, but when you're in a situation whereby you really don't have to go to trade your time, the energy, and the skills for you to get the 50,000. Why? Because you already have an investment which is bringing in terms of the passive income, which is 50K. Therefore, you can be able to sustain your life without you doing anything. And believe you not, if you were to retain the status quo, how much you spend in a rent, how much you eat, how much you and the 50K will be okay. You can actually sleep and forever you get that money. Some people will call that financial freedom. However you call it, the fact remains that the money is working harder than you. And that is one of the most important understanding that you can ever get. Please, I'm not saying that you should quit your job. I'm not saying that you're useless. I'm not saying that you're not doing good because you are employed, you're not smart. No, listen, it's okay if you're employed, but please remember this and never forget about it. See, employment and the salary that they give you, it's like a painkiller to simply temporarily mask the current problem without really curing the main issue, just to make you forget your dreams. And that's how you realize that you end up 30 years gone, 40 years gone, you go to a retire, you've never actually pursued what you want. Are we together? Now, the point is, you might actually think like, hey, you know what, Joseph, it's hard for me to do that. I totally understand. It can be hard, especially when you're living in an economic times whereby even saving that little money is harder. But I'm telling you this, whether it's hard or whatever the thing it is, whether you're earning small or you're earning big, please show some signs of management. For example, I'm making, by the way, this is my second video I'm making today, right now, standing here. See, the previous video that I made, I was talking about a money market fund under something called ZD. And ZD is an MMF, okay? You can get the concept or you can get the MMF in your country in case you're watching me from outside the country, so that you can be able to be channeling some cash into your account, no matter how small it is. For example, that ZD one actually costs you like 100 shilling. That's less than $1 to actually invest in that particular thing. Hey, listen, let us not ride on the excuses and the oh, I can't do this, it's undoable, you know, I don't have much money. Sure, let's not argue from the point of excuses that we shouldn't invest. Let's take it from a point whereby we can be able to do something out there. And there is something great about when the money works for you. When the money works harder for you, therefore it means, guess what happens now? Now, the time that is 9 to 5 that you are trading in combination with energy and of course your skills, you still have them. For example, let's not consider much about the skills. Let's talk about the time mostly. See, the time that you are using, which is 9 to 5 job, to get the 50K, it has already been covered by the money which is working harder than you. Therefore, it means you get your time back. You buy back. There is a book called Buying Back Your Time, or Time, something like that. I wish I had the correct name of that book. I could have actually given you, I could have actually given a shout out to the writer. Something like that. Buying back your time or something of sort. See, you get back your time because the money is working harder for you. Now you can choose what you can do with this 9 to 5 job. This 9 to 5 time that you were trading initially for you to get the salary. You can decide to even maximize your basket. Are we together? You can maximize your basket. You can actually pursue other passions. Maybe you can get into, serving people. You can also get some cash out there. You can also get into something like more productive in the society. You can get into the philanthropic, activities, or you can maximize your basket, pumping in more money. You raise the cash that you're getting from 50, maybe say to 70, to 80, to 100. You can also seek for another. You get what I'm saying? You can actually maximize out of the time that you've actually saved, and there you can generate a lot from that particular time. And that is exactly how we buy back our time, and that is exactly how the money works harder than you. Well, if you've gotten something out of this video, tell me on the comment section. Did Joseph have gotten something? And by the way, listen, don't be just an individual who consumes my videos. You just watch them and you take no action, and you give me the likes, of which I'm so grateful about, but you never take any action. You don't invest, you don't save, you don't manage, you don't have a budget, you see. And I told you, if you don't have a budget for your life as far as the finances are concerned, it's like switching on your car and you're driving, but you don't have a destination. Then that means any destination can be a destination. It's like when we say, hey, when you aim at nothing, you always hit a target. But when you actually switch on your car, you're saying, hey, I'm driving to a certain particular place. That's when you can realize that you're hitting your destination. And of course, when you have a budget for your cash, it gives you that, sense of gratitude. Let's say your target was 1 million. You hit your first 100,000. Now you've hit the first 10 of 100,000 to make 1 million. Then you'll be grateful. You'll have the gratitude. You'll actually have the zeal, the motivation to move to the next. I said, when you have a big dream, compartmentalize or subdivide it into smaller achievable targets based on your language. When I say your language, I mean based on your money that you get. For example, I was using an example of 100,000, for instance. Let's say you've never seen 100,000 in your life, and you subdivide that, and then let's say maybe you earn like 15,000 in a month. And if you take 100,000 subdivided into, say, in 100 compartments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. So when you hit, so you already know that, well, I earn 15,000 and I have 100 compartments. And when I tick all these compartments, I'll be having 100,000. Therefore, it means that if I get my first 1,000, see, if you earn 15,000, you speak the language of, somebody speaks the language of 100,000, it doesn't sound well because you've never seen that amount of money, but you can speak the language of 1,000, isn't it? So you're like, you get your first 2,000 or 3,000. If you pick the first, you take the first 3 compartments, 1, 2, 3. If that's the money that you have saved in a month, you'll be like, oh my goodness, out of the 100 compartments, I've already ticked 1, 2, 3. Done and dusted. That money is in an investment. You get another money, you get another 2,000. You'll be like, 1, 2. Now I have 5 ticked. Oh my goodness. Don't view to where you are going, view to what you have achieved. So when you perceive what you have achieved, it gives you the motivation to actually have the energy to go to where you want. But now when you're saving 1, 2, 3K, and then you look where you are going, you're like, oh my goodness, I want to go to the 100th compartments and I'm simply on my third one. You never get any compartment. So always compare yourself with what you've already achieved. You achieve more than what you did. You achieve more. You achieve most. You did. By the time you realize you have yourself 100,000, you have yourself 1 million, you have yourself all that amount of money that you're aiming out there. Hey, I'm not speaking all this because I know everything, but I'm doing so because I believe, just like an iron sharpens another iron, so do we learn from each other. This is good, Joseph. See you in the next one.